Why, hello, replay viewers. Let's see who tunes on in. Good to see you, Miss Cecilia, first one in the room at Wilbs, driving a Northern Line, welcome. Good to see you, Margie Blog. Good to see you, ABX Girl, welcome. Good to see you, Travis Weeks. You are programmed, awesome. Good to see you, Candor, welcome. Good to see you there, Travis Weeks, welcome. You are programmed, we are all programmed to hopefully have a good time. Good to see you, Din Din, welcome. Good to see you, Caroline N, welcome. Welcome to the South Street Seaport here in Lower Manhattan. Let's let 50 people tune in and then we'll commence our tour. Good to see you, Janice, welcome. How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? Madam Mojo out there in Cleveland, Cleveland rocks. Good to see you, Madam Mojo, welcome. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday or Thursday if you're tuning on in out there in New Zealand or Australia. Good to see you, Phyllis. Good to see you, Jeanette Trainer, welcome. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Beautiful blue skies here, Din Din. Beautiful blue skies here in New York. A perfect day to walk over the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges. We're doing not one, but two bridges today. So let's do it. Let's let 50 people tune in and then we'll commence our tour. Good to see you, Sunshine After the Rain, and Jose Luis Rosario. Rico. And as my microphone disconnects and reconnects, let's try that again. Jose Luis Torres Rosario. Wepa, Puerto Rico. Good to see you, Jose. Hope you're being safe out there. Hello there, Anthony C. from Harrogate, United Kingdom. Welcome. And hopefully nothing else disconnects while we do our tour. As somebody waves behind me, thinking that they're on camera. That's kind of funny. Somebody's waving behind me. Jose Torres, wave. Good to see you, Mark. Welcome. Let's let 50 people tune in and then we'll begin our tour. Let's let 50 people tune in. Good to see you, Chiladean. Welcome. Chiladean is 420ing. Nice. Smoke them if you got them. Good to see you, Leela. Welcome. Shout out to all the channel members. Thank you so much for having faith in me as a content creator. Thank you so much for being members of Dutch Moz Plus if you are. Much appreciated. We're here at Water Streets, Pearl Street, and Fulton Street, where Water Street becomes Pearl Street and Fulton Street, right here in the South Street Seaport, where New York begins. But good to see everybody. Let's let 50 people tune in. We're halfway there at 25. Good to see you, Darren. Welcome. Let's let 50 people tune in, then we'll begin our walk. We'll begin our walk over the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges. We'll be taking today the Brooklyn Bridge into Brooklyn and then the Manhattan Bridge back to Manhattan. Along the way, we will be walking through Dumbo and Brooklyn Bridge Park. Good to see you, Jessica, out there in the Netherlands. Welcome. Has Judge hit 61 yet? Darren, I don't keep up with football. Oh, I mean, or baseball. I don't keep up with that. I have no idea. I'm not a Yankees fan anyway. I'm a Mets fan. We're at the South Street Seaport. South Street's just behind me, and we are going to cross South Street momentarily, and then we'll walk along South Street for a little bit. But right now, we are looking at the intersection of Water and Fulton Streets, and that lighthouse right there is the Titanic Memorial. That woman was dying to be on the live stream. She literally walked around in a circle to get on the live stream. 61 is coming, Janice. Awesome. Good to see you, want to be. Welcome. Good to see you, Arjan. Welcome. Let's let 50 people tune in, then we'll begin our tour. Got some cool stuff to show you here at Pier 17 and all around Lower Manhattan before we make our way up and over. We already have a studio audience of one, Sunshine. Well, I think she finally moved on. I think she's annoyed that the camera is pointing this way instead of this way. By the way, if the camera was pointing at me, this is what it would look like for you guys at home. I don't think this is a very good shot to have, as you see. I'm not exactly in that. Anyway, good to see you, William Brooklyn, out there in Brooklyn. Welcome. How am I today? I'm doing great, Arjan. I'm glad I made your day. That's a beautiful thing. Hopefully, I'm a nice little distraction from whatever you're doing. The official channel, YouTube channel for procrastination here in the Dutch Moz family of networks. Had a nice big lunch, so I gotta walk off my lunch now. Had a really good tour this morning with people from Taiwan, Mexico, and Belgium. So super easy tour today. Good to see you, Eric. Beautiful weather today. A little bit cool this morning, but now it has warmed up nicely. I am back in a t-shirt. I was wearing a hoodie this morning. It was just cold enough for a hoodie this morning. Now it's definitely warm enough to be in just a t-shirt. It's going to feel nice in the sunshine. We should be getting about 15,000 steps on today's walk. Steve Pitts from the great state of Georgia. Good to see you, Steve. I hope you stay safe out there with the incoming monsoon rains from Hurricane Ian. And of course, our thoughts are with everyone down there in Florida, especially at the Gulf Coast around Naples and Clearwater and Tampa Bay, Florida. But I hope everyone stays safe down there in the South. Powerade energy drink. Okay. But as you look at the Titanic Memorial right there, and yeah, beautiful day here in New York. And we're going to take advantage of this and walk over not one, but two bridges. I want 50 people to tune in before I start moving around. Cast for Metal, hello. Darren and Paula were here 9 years ago. It was 28 Celsius. Awesome. So we're two. Okay. So we're two to the bridge. I think so, yes. Almost perfect weather there, Janice. Almost perfect weather. We're almost at Goldilocks weather here. Yesterday was definitely Goldilocks weather. Today's a little bit cooler. Well, at least this morning was definitely a little bit cooler for Goldilocks weather. But now it's warming up nicely. So I think today is going to be 71 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty nice. Let's let 50 people tune in, and then we'll start our walk around the city today. Let a little bit of an audience come in here. I got to get me one of those countdown videos. I got to make me a countdown video. Have a couple ideas for a countdown video. I want to use the music from the $1 Million Movie from WWOR. Who remembers the $1 Million Movie opening on WWOR TV, Channel 9? I kind of want to use that music and anyway, recreate it for you guys here on YouTube. Good to see you, Jess Kate. Welcome. I definitely need a countdown video, but that's what all the cool YouTubers are using nowadays. Definitely, I got to put my editing skills into work and get a proper countdown video. Good to see you, JP. Welcome. You wish he was here instead of Long Island City. Well, you know what, Janice? Long Island City is just nice enough too. Good to see you, Rosalind. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, RJ, out there in Colorado. And oh, thank you so much, William. I try my best to provide you guys decent content. Six more people. Come on, let's get 6 more people in the room before we begin. Yes, millions to... Yeah, remember the $1 Million Movie there, Janice? Da 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 da. We got to bring that back. Indians expose investigative reports. Welcome.
I don't know if they forget that or if they never knew it because they never cared actually. just like read the Constitution at all. Like,
Da-da-da-dum.
it was true, yeah. It's freedom of form of pressure in the state.
Good to see you, Route 440. Welcome. Beautiful day here in New York. Absolutely.
They are.
I want to wait until we get to 50 concurrent viewers, and then I'll start walking around. We hit it! 51 concurrent viewers. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to walk over not one but two bridges today. Walking over the Brooklyn Bridge, going into Brooklyn, and the Manhattan Bridge, coming back into Manhattan. So let's do it. That's right. We hit 50. I don't know if this microphone's connected or not now. Let's see. Yep. I don't know what's up with the microphone today, but we'll deal with it. Welcome on into the show, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Fulton Streets. This building off to my right-hand side. This building dates back to 1851. Today featuring lovely shops, restaurants, the Funny Face Bakery. Do you want your face on a cookie? You can get your face on a cookie here at the Funny Face Bakery. Good to see you, Elma from España. Bienvenidos a España. Bienvenidos. How about the chill? Oh my God, I was thinking about that one too, Janice. Yes, the chiller theater music. Oh my God, that would be awesome. I have lots of ideas about a countdown video to warm you guys up. So I have a few ideas for countdown videos. Good to see you, Nicolas. Welcome. Yeah, Fulton Street. Welcome on into the show, Nico. Let's get some East River views in right now. And then we'll make our way up towards Brooklyn Bridge. And look at that. The sun is messing with the screen today. You know, yesterday I didn't have any screen dimming. Today I already do. It's the iPhone, I tell you, it's so weird. Good to see you, Ramona. Welcome. All right. Under the bridge, under the FDR Drive. We just crossed South Street, and now we are walking onto Pier 17. Ooh, it looks like they got a big. Oh, they got this thing again. Really? How many people are buying Mountaineers? Back behind that ostentatious display of cars is the beautiful three-masted ship called the Wavertree. The Wavertree is a cargo ship built in Liverpool, England in 1885. And historians here at the South Street Seaport Museum have guesstimated that ship has probably circumnavigated the entire Earth at least 3 times. Those are the kind of ships that build New York City during the Industrial Revolution. Right over there, the Wavertree. Then we have the Ambrose, which is a lighthouse ship built in 1908. Also part of the South Street Seaport Museum. And let's see here. I want to take you guys today. I want to take you guys through the new Pier 17. Hopefully we don't lose connection because the cell does not like the connection in this building here. But we're going to try it because there's a cool archway that's made of pumpkins on the other side. Yes, Kate, you can visit the Ambrose and the Wavertree for absolutely free here at the South Street Seaport Museum. So if you ever come to Lower Manhattan, check out the South Street Seaport Museum. It's a wonderful place and you don't got to spend a penny. Ooh, a military helicopter. Look at that. Wow. Military helicopter, everybody. You think it's a fregata? It might be. Or a frigate. I call it a cargo ship because that's what the South Street Seaport Museum calls it. I call it a cargo ship. All right, so let's see the connection here as we walk through this building here. So far, so good when it comes to connection. So far, so good. I know, there's our archway. I want to show you guys. It's straight up ahead here. Straight up ahead. I want to take some take a picture with this thing here because it looks cool. So this was installed this morning. I actually saw them putting the finishing touches on this thing during my bicycle tour this morning. And isn't it just cool? Look at this thing. Yay! Look at how nice this looks. I highly doubt these are real. Well, they might be real pumpkins. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, they're real pumpkins. These are real pumpkins, everybody. How cool is that? Come right through the arch. And then look at this, Brooklyn Bridge. Our two bridges we're gonna ride over today, or walk over today. The Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge off in the distance. Right there. Very Instagrammable. Am I right? Let's let some people enjoy the arch here. Autumn is officially now here. Isn't it beautiful, Alma? This whole place is beautiful. It's New York. You actually drinking pumpkin ale already, William? Awesome. All right, so these are our two bridges that we are gonna walk over today. Good to see you, Picard. Welcome. Let's start making our way over to Brooklyn Bridge, shall we? Let's start making our way. We're gonna do a little loop today, and we're gonna make our way up and over the bridges. Holy pumpkins! Good to see you, Myrna. And good to see you, Picard. Good to see you, Sebastian. Welcome. Work of art indeed. A work of art indeed. Let's make our way over to the Brooklyn Bridge now. Yeah, they must have improved the cell network there. Oh, it was a British Royal Navy helicopter. Wow, Darren, thank you so much for the information. A British Navy helicopter. That's cool. Little Amal was on view. Okay, Sarah, that's awesome. It's good to know. All right. Let's make our way. Gonna walk along the waterfront for a little bit. I looked it up on flight radar. Awesome. That's awesome, Darren. That's pretty cool. Got a little bit of the British military right here on the live stream this afternoon. It's good to see you, Robin. Welcome. Good to see Activity 79. Welcome. Good to see us, Esteban. Welcome. Nicolas, I have to keep the live stream fresh. So thus I have to keep it very entertaining and always fresh and always something new and exciting to see. Good to see you, Yo Achieved. It is a beautiful day in New York. Yes, it is. It is a beautiful day in New York. This is my favorite time of year. It's autumn and spring are my favorite seasons here in New York. As I pass the old Fulton Fish Market, this building, and I don't know why they call it the Tin Building today, but this is the original Fulton Fish Market, built in 1899. If you saw the movie Home Alone 2, this is where Kevin wanders around watching people sell fish. And that scene was literally filmed right here where we're walking right now. Very lucky indeed, Robin. Beautiful weather here in New York. I am very blessed to be out here in this weather today. I was planning on going home and flying the flight sim in a hurricane, but I decided, since the day was so nice today, I said, let me just walk the bridges today. So that's what we're doing. Just decided to walk the bridges today. Loving the info, Kate. Kate, that's my job. That is my job. We don't just aimlessly walk around here for the sake of walking. We are here to have some fun, to see some cool sights along the way. There is the new DeFara here in downtown Lower Manhattan. South Street Seaport. Me and my wife actually ate there recently, and it was okay. It's like 80% like the original DeFara out on East 15th Street and Avenue J. But the DeFara, and then here, if you ever come on my bicycle tour, you get to see this right here. These cool little murals over here. And we are not alone. You are not alone if you're watching me right now. We do have the best bridges in the world, Robin. I love this. This is so cool to see. Really cool murals. Always something cool to see. Always something cool to experience. Here in New York. And I love this one right here. This one here is so cool. They did all these murals in like 3 days, which was even more crazy. Great message indeed. New York is a never-ending story, I have to agree. It's always reinventing itself. Never complete. Exactly, Robin. They got the sauce down, I have to say. They definitely have the DeFara sauce down. Cesar, bom tarte Brazil, bom tarte Rio de Janeiro, bom tarte. Now we're coming out. This section of the Esplanade here is going to be under reconstruction very soon. So they're getting ready to clear this out. Great art indeed, Myrna. Absolutely. I'm going to do this just like my walking tour here. So let's get to a little spot here. By the way, the next line of information I'm about to expel from my mouth. These are the great words of David McCullough. May he rest. One of my favorite all-time one of my all-time favorite historians, David McCullough. And this is lifted from the documentary Brooklyn Bridge from 1982 or 1981. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The 139-year-old, whoops, got it wrong already. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the 139-year-old Brooklyn Bridge. Steam power, horsepower, and raw human power. That's what's built the Brooklyn Bridge. Built in an era before electricity. The Brooklyn Bridge is truly a handmade modern marvel. It took 14 long years to build the bridge, between 1869 and 1883. Years during which Thomas Edison invents the light bulb and the phonograph. Alexander Graham Bell the telephone. The buffalo were exterminated from the Great Plains. The catcher's mask and curveball were introduced to the game of baseball. In Washington, President Chester A. Arthur installs plumbing in the White House. And in Europe, Picasso and Einstein are born. Just some of the things that were happening in the world while we were building the Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge is a vision of a true genius, a Renaissance man of his time. His name was John Augustus Roebling. John A. Roebling immigrates here to the United States in 1832 from the walled village of Mulhouse in Germany to resolve his destiny in all that space, as his family tradition said. He was an engineer by trade, a civil engineer by trade, but when he first immigrates here to the United States, he starts an agrarian farming community in western Pennsylvania called Saxonburg. This community was along the Beaver Canal, and John Roebling would notice on a regular basis that the hemp ropes that were pulling the barges up and down the canal would snap and break, killing and maiming people in the process. Hello. Hi. Anyway. Yes. So, anyway, just a few years into starting this agrarian farming community called Saxonburg, John Roebling invents a way to twine steel cable around a hemp rope and he starts one of the first steel wire manufacturing companies here in the United States. It saves him from the drudgery of the farm, and it makes him immensely rich. Good to see you there, Shaky Dave, welcome, and Privyet from Russia. So then John Roebling is able to go into his main vocation, which is bridge building. All the bridges I'm about to mention right now still stand today, and these bridges were built in an era when 1 out of every 4 suspension bridges failed. His first bridge was a bridge just north of Niagara Falls over the Niagara River. Mark Twain walked over that bridge, and he said about his experience walking over that bridge, and I quote, "You drive up to Suspension Bridge and divide your misery, falling 200 feet below into the river, or having a train overhead fall down on top of you. Each create the aggregate for positive unhappiness." And yes, it was quite an amazing bridge. You had a freight line, you had a freight train over the pedestrian pathway that you had to take over that bridge there, and that bridge still stands today. It is only a pedestrian bridge today. Good to see you, Danny Long. Welcome. You love my tour samples. Yes, indeed, Mark. Hello there, Surinamer. Yes, immigrants are useful. Anyway, his second bridge was a small cast iron bridge over the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His third bridge, which was the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time, was his Ohio River Bridge. And when you look at that bridge from the side, it kind of looks like a miniature Brooklyn Bridge. But in 1867, the city of Brooklyn and New York, where I'm standing on right now, awarded the contract to build the Brooklyn Bridge to the Roebling & Sons Steel Wire Manufacturing Company. When John Roebling hears of this, he gets so excited that he draws up all the plans for the bridge and estimates cost in just 3 months. John Roebling even paints highly detailed oil paintings of some of the building processes for some of the workers who could not read or speak English. Like I said, he was a true Renaissance man of his time, a true hands-on man of his time. Construction officially begins in August 1869, and unfortunately, just 2 weeks into construction, John Roebling is killed. So right over there is Fulton Ferry landing, and John Roebling with his son Washington were doing survey work. They were trying to figure out where the towers were going to go, where the anchorages are going to go, and they were standing right at the edge of the ferry dock. A ferry boat came into dock, and as John Roebling and his son Washington stepped back to allow the ferry boat to dock, unfortunately for John Roebling's foot falls through a broken wooden plank in the pier. His foot gets wedged in the pier, the ferry boat comes in and crushes his foot. John Roebling was a hydropathist. He believed that water cured everything. Against the wishes of his son Washington, fresh from the Civil War, he's like, Dad, you gotta die of gangrene, you gotta die of tetanus. You gotta have that, you gotta chop off that foot. John Roebling replies with, no worries, water will cure me. So he proceeds to cure himself by drinking mineral water and pouring ice cold water on his open wound. Needless to say, 18 days later, John Roebling dies of the most agonizing bout of lockjaw and tetanus. Patricia Avilia, bienvenidos a España. You never knew this, Myrna. Yeah, Myrna, take notes. It's always a good thing. Anyway, so now once John Roebling dies, enter his son, Washington Roebling. Washington Roebling, his father's favorite apprentice. Washington Roebling is assumed all the responsibilities of building his father's bridge, and at the time, he was just 32 years old, so quite young. So I like to say the father designs the bridge, the son places the bridge where it is. Good to see you, Darlene. Welcome. But Washington Roebling is nearly killed building the Brooklyn Bridge. The hardest part of this entire bridge's construction we cannot see, and that's the foundations for these two towers here. We used what they called the caisson method, and the caisson method, very simplified, is a large wooden box. You place that wooden box on the bottom of the riverbed. Air pressure forces the water out of the box. Workers then enter the box through a shaft under very high pressure. Workers then undermine the edges of the box. As more material from the river bottom comes out, the box slowly settles down, and once the box hits bedrock, you have yourself a foundation. It was very famously said that Washington Roebling was the only person to truly keep his head on straight in these unbelievably dangerous conditions. Understand that electricity is uninvented yet, so your only source of light were these calcium torches that gave up a rotten egg smell while the rest of the caisson lied in darkness. And the engineers thought there was just sand at the bottom of this river. No, there's rocks and boulders and stuff. For every month They estimated to do excavation work. 5 months were needed to do that same amount of work, and it was tough work. But about 2.5 years in the construction of the bridge, Washington Roebling is nearly killed working in the foundation for the Manhattan Tower here. And he comes down with the bends. Back then they called it Caisson's disease because they really had no idea what was the effect on all that pressure on the human body. For the duration of the Brooklyn Bridge's construction, Washington Roebling manages the Brooklyn Bridge's construction from his bedroom window in Brooklyn Heights, where we'll be walking in a little bit. But who really builds the Brooklyn Bridge after Washington is paralyzed from the waist down? Well, his wife, Miss Emily Warren Roebling. Miss Emily Warren was a sister of the general that Washington served under during the Civil War. And Miss Emily Warren Roebling was a quite educated woman for her time. She was one of the first women to graduate NYU Law School, and her main vocations were the English language and law studies. So get somebody that's into the English language, get somebody that's into mathematics, and they made a power couple for their time, and they got along tremendously. But Miss Emily Warren Roebling at first does simple dictation work here on the job site, transmits that back to her husband Washington over in Brooklyn Heights. But then over the years, she becomes quite fluent in advanced mathematics, architecture, and engineering. Anything you need to know to build this Brooklyn Bridge, she basically self-taught herself under the guidance of her husband. It was also very famously reported that she was the soother of hurt souls. Whenever the egos of the architects and the engineers got a little bit too inflated, she kept everyone in check. We have to finish our Brooklyn Bridge. Miss Emily Warren Roebling is also the first ceremonial crossing over the Brooklyn Bridge. On a beautiful day, May 24th, 1883, Miss Emily Warren Roebling rides over the Brooklyn Bridge in an open silver and white carriage. And Miss Emily Warren Roebling was cradling a rooster. The rooster was a symbol of victory. When Miss Emily Warren Roebling arrives onto the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Bridge, there's over 20,000 people waiting for her. And then that day, we have a big party. The president and vice president are here in attendance. Marching bands and army regiments from all around the world march back and forth across the bridge. And then that night, we have probably one of the greatest fireworks shows in New York City history. Nearly 14.5 tons of fireworks were released from the bridge in a fireworks show that lasted nearly 3 hours. Now, as a New York City tour guide, I have obsessed over this fireworks show, and I have done lots of research about this fireworks show, and it was a very stupendous, beautiful, chaotic, and dangerous experience. If you can imagine, there's fireworks being shot off the top of the towers. There's fireworks being shot off the roadway. There's boats down here in the East River shooting off their own fireworks. And they kept the bridge open to traffic the entire time. We knew how to live in the 1880s. At that point, the bridge becomes an instant success. That's why we had to build bridges right next door to it, like the Manhattan Bridge. Every day, 91,000 people cross the Brooklyn Bridge, and we're going to be some of those 91,000 today. It's kind of amazing. 22 million a year cross the Brooklyn Bridge. But let's catch up with the comments. The Brooklyn Bridge is an amazing bit of engineering and human prowess indeed. That's very true, Shaky Dave. Just in your back tour helicopter, okay? Good to see you, Easy Rider. Welcome. You was just here in November 2019. Awesome. Myrna, amazing history indeed. Good to see you, Easy Rider, out there in Los Angeles. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. You feel like you're on a tour because you are on a tour. Can you please turn around with your camera to see the helicopter tour? There is no helicopter tour behind me. Just Kate, there's this incredible history. Yes, indeed. Turn around, Patricia says. I will turn around in a moment. Mark, you can meet a Roebling, Mark. You could meet the great-great-great-grandson of John Roebling. He leads a walking tour over the Brooklyn Bridge, courtesy of the Bowery Boys walking tours. So you can meet a Roebling that is still living today. Good to see you, Dan. Welcome. Good to see you, Nebul. Welcome. Hello from Spain. Can I say hello from Spain? Hello from Spain, hello from Spain, hello from Spain. Good to see you there, Mason Dillard, welcome. And good to see you, Darlene. Nebul wants me to stand on one foot. I'm standing, well, there we go. Standing on one foot, standing on one foot, standing on one foot. There you go. All right, and then turn around. As you see, lots of helicopters here. The helicopters land on this highway structure right here. So as you see, there's lots of helicopter tours right here, everyone. Right on top of Pier 17, the helicopters take off and land right here. So no, there's no helicopter tours here. That's a little bit further down at Pier number 5. But yes, the crisp air has invigorated me. I'm very animated today, Shaky Dave. and I'm having a wonderful day touring with all of you guys. Let's make our way up onto the Brooklyn Bridge, shall we? You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about, and you do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Hey. The perils of reading all the comments on a YouTube chat. All right. Knightbot, welcome. The Depths of Hermits. Random comment brought to you by Schaefer Beer. For people who like having fun, for people who like having more than one, Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're reading random comments on the internet. I didn't know I was a hermit by walking outside. I didn't know I was a hermit by working with people outside every morning. We come back to New York next year in Halloween. Awesome. Alberton Gonzalez, thanks for loving my videos out there in Brazil. Bom toque, Brazil. All right, across the street here. We're gonna walk up Frankfurt Street now. And we're gonna make our way to the entrance to the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, you're speaking about yourself. Okay, awesome. I love those comments where I gotta read people's minds. I'm going to say something obscure that only pertains to me. Awesome. You morons. Oh, the old Ron Waxman. Where is he now? He should be on. He should be going live, having thousands of people watch him every day. I do go out. I have to work and pay bills. I have to go out. Good to see you there, Danette. Welcome. I have to go out. I have no choice. I have no choice but to go out. I have to pay bills. Don't we all? Well, so I could point you in the direction of a live streamer who just stays home all day and doesn't talk into the camera. I don't know how he pays his rent, but he literally lies down, doesn't even look at the screen. We all speak of ourselves. I guess so, Danny. You're retired. Oh, see, Shaky Dave, you went outside enough, so you hit the goal and you get to stay home now and be retired. The best job in the world. Retirement. Good to see you, Nisi. Welcome. Amal was on view this morning in Philadelphia. Really, Nisi? That's awesome. We're walking just there in 2019. Awesome. You get stuck in a truck all night. There you go. Easy Rider, you have a very tough job there. I appreciate it. Did I just pass the old Schaefer Beer Brewery? Your dad was there for 29 years. No, Joseph. Schaefer Beer Brewery is on the Brooklyn side of the East River. You recommend retirement? I would. I cannot wait to be retired, even though I don't think I am going to be retired. Anyway. Let's continue on. Let's continue on. I feel like I just came down this street. Oh yeah, I did. I ride my bike tour right down this street right here. So you can see me here. You can see me ride a bike down this street every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at around 9:15 in the morning. I'm glad you enjoy my sense of humor. The View is a TV show. Last time I checked, I think it was. All right. Mark, I have to be funny because, you know, when you try to read all the comments like I do, they kind of make you crazy. All right, so now we're at Pearl Street. This is the original coastline of Manhattan Island. My spinach! My spinach! I lost my spinach! Get him, Cucho. That's right. I think so, Shaky Dave. It's kind of boring now. There's the Verizon building, the very ugly Verizon building, right there. Where are you come from? From Magdalena, south of Spain. I am from Brooklyn. I am from Brooklyn. Born and raised. There's your spinach, Shaky Dave. There's your spinach. Oh, this guy doesn't know whether to turn or not. I highly recommend if you got to drive a car in New York, figure out where you're going before you drive it. The only reason you watch is a mall. Okay, awesome. Yes, I am from Brooklyn. I am from Brooklyn, becoming last of a dying breed. Is Popeyes around somewhere? Just Kate. I think there's a Popeyes on Fulton, near Fulton Street. South from here. South from here. Or maybe actually there's a Popeyes next to the entrance to the Manhattan Bridge on the Manhattan side. So when we come back over the Manhattan Bridge, I'll show you. I think I'll be able to show you the Popeyes. Great place indeed. It's New York. Good to see you, Denise. Welcome. But yeah, I gotta make me a countdown video. I gotta make me a countdown video. That's what all the cool YouTubers are doing now. I gotta get me a video together. Hey. All right. So now we're walking. To my left-hand side here is 100 Gold Street. This is the offices for the Taxi and Limousine Commission. It's a lovely fall day, but it's loud. There's one thing about New York, it's loud. Very good weather indeed. Very nice. Oh my God. Downtown girl, she's been living in her downtown world. It's loud, baby. Where are your earplugs? In your bag. In your bag. It's behind the bag. Behind the bag. All right. All right, we got Pace University right over here. We're gonna make our way up onto the bridge. Oh, did the high school let out? I think high school just let out. Good to see you, JC. Welcome. What? What? It's already 1 o'clock. I had a little bit too much fun hanging out getting lunch. What? I can't hear you. What? Jitter what? Jitter what? Jitterbug. I need a jitterbug. I need big buttons. By the way, I'm sorry, Dad, for not getting you a jitterbug, but I found you a phone with big buttons. My dad really wanted the jitterbug, but they don't make jitterbugs for Verizon. So I got my dad the phone with the biggest buttons he could find. But I just like saying, jitter what? Jitter what? It's called a jitter what? Anyway, it's a beautiful blue sky here in New York. Yes, indeed. All right, let's turn on to Park Row here. And we are going to make our way up onto the Brooklyn Bridge. Good to see you, Osvaldo. Wepa, Puerto Rico. Good to see you, Osvaldo. I hope you're doing well. Hope everyone in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic are doing well today. We had no hurricanes. Now we have all the hurricanes in the world on the radars. It's a picnic day today. Konnichiwa from Japan. There's the municipal building right there. And now we're going to walk underneath. My $1 water guy is not there, but his recording is playing. Good to see you, Jerry. Welcome. It's interesting to watch a live stream when you're slightly buzzed. Oh, Shaky Dave, I'm going to entertain you then. If you're slightly buzzed, I will entertain you. You was in New York City last week? Oh, awesome. All right. Here we go onto the Brooklyn Bridge. Good to see you, Colleen. Welcome. It's very immersive. Yes, indeed. Ah, the office. This will be my second time at the office today. Good to see you, Sally. Welcome. One Police Plaza is right over there. It is a beautiful day today. All the vendors are back out. There was one good thing about having them all walk over the bridge. It was that they cleared all the vendors out. Beautiful day at the office. Yes, indeed. Yallah. Yallah. Yeah, yallah. Inshallah, one day we will figure out what to do with all these vendors here on the bridge. Inshallah. God willing in Arabic. All right. Oh, it's crowded up here. It's like it's the fourth most popular destination in New York. Ooh, it's crowded up here. And the sun is strong. Last time I checked, Jonathan, yeah. Inshallah indeed, right? Inshallah. Inshallah, we'll figure this out up here with all the vendors. The towers of the Brooklyn Bridge, when they were completed in the summer of 1875, were the tallest man-made structures on the North American continent. To give you a real idea of when these towers were built, when they completed the Manhattan Tower of the Brooklyn Bridge, the tower that is closest to us, that's in view, the week they completed that tower, General Custer lost at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Kind of amazing. 92 degrees out there in Los Angeles, California. Turn on the air conditioning there, Easy Rider. Turn on the air conditioning. Good to see you, Meryl. Good to see you, Meryl. Welcome. Watching with your beautiful wife, Christina, today. Awesome. Good to see you there, Meryl and Christina. And thank you so much there, Christina, for being a first responder. It's a tough job being a nurse, especially in these wacky COVID times. So much appreciated for your hard, dedicated service. And to all first responders, if you're watching, thank you so much for your service. Yeah, last Friday was cold, 50 degrees in Yankee Stadium. But did the Yankees win? That's the most important question there, Osvaldo. Did the Yankees win? I hope they did. A lot of helicopter traffic out today. A lot of everything traffic out today. Ah, good. The Yankees won 4-3. Awesome. October baseball coming to New York City. Very excited about the playoff season coming up. Don't you love this sky, Phyllis? Me too. It's very beautiful. So here we have two people who did not read the signage. They clearly are not paying attention to the signage there. I'm surprised a cop didn't stop them along the way, but cops seem to not give a shit lately. Yeah, Yankees are strong this season. The Mets are strong this season too, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, what a beautiful day here in New York. Unbelievable weather. Thank goodness for the breeze. It's cool. Once it gets a little bit too hot in the sun, the breeze just kind of cools it off. Ferry Mary, hello, welcome. Do you like this nonsense? Smash that like button. It lets me know you care. As we get closer and closer to the superstructure of the Brooklyn Bridge. Got a crowded day up here on the bridge. I can't wait till it's 10 degrees. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the superstructure of the Brooklyn Bridge. This promenade level here is 12 feet above the roadway, and that's designed for only one purpose in mind, and that is to make sure that we have the best view of the harbor, the river, and the skyline. And also, the reason why the promenade is wood is because this is the part of the structure that moves around the most. There's not one, but two of those 360 spinning cameras. I'd say there's more and more vendors here on the bridge. I really hate to say this, but the Brooklyn Bridge is one backfiring car engine away from a stampede up here. The office indeed, Merrill. Such a beautiful bridge indeed. John Roebling probably went over 100 different designs of this bridge until it conformed with its mathematical and visual view of perfection. You know, John Roebling, when he was designing this, knew that it would outlive him. And have somebody waving behind me. And so he wanted to make sure that it looked the best. Good to see you, Rolo. Welcome. I feel like I'm Kimmel. I feel like I'm Jimmy Kimmel. All right, let's just let these people pass because they want to wave. And now we're just going to stick the camera in their face. Let's fuck with tourists today. It's my office anyway, so I could do anything. I do have an amazing office, Mark. I've come a long way from 55 Water Street. What a view, right? The four main cables of the Brooklyn Bridge are original. About 90% of the suspender cables are original. And the superstructure, about 95% of the superstructure, that's these beams here. These are all original. Jerry, you have no idea. I'd say there's more and more vendors here on the bridge. It's getting dangerous. They are din-din, absolutely. Oh, the Fireboat 343 is coming into view here. I don't know if you guys could see it. The Fireboat 343 is just about to pass underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. Good to see their photos from around New York. So many hats indeed. It's great to be able to take in, absolutely. Mi-chan, absolutely. The Brooklyn Bridge is over-engineered to a factor of 6. So this bridge is definitely going to outlive everything with proper maintenance. Jerry, this is amazing! All right, let's see if we could get this Fireboat 343 in the shot here. Do I think I'll be running into Tarzan? Simon, Tarzan jumped off the bridge back in the 1940s, so no. Farusha Guba, this is amazing. It's Brooklyn Bridge. One of the 8 wonders of the modern world. Osvaldo, I can't wait to be back too. Hope you enjoyed your stay here in New York. Look at this view. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Meryl Yazla with a $5 super chat. Merrill, thank you so much for the big $5. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club. Much appreciated, Merrill. As we pass the the dedication plaque of the Brooklyn Bridge. Let's see if we can get this view here of the Fireboat 343. Yes, it is, Din Din. I agree. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. All right, there it is. We can see it. We'll hang out right here and we'll get the view of one of my favorite. Coming into view is the Fireboat 343, named after the 343 firemen who died on September 11, 2001. The hull of the ship is made from reclaimed steel from the Twin Towers. Cost $12.5 million to fabricate this ship. And it is truly a living monument to everyone we lost 21 years ago. The Fireboat 343, right down over there. Susan, don't work too hard, Susan. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Maybe have me on in the background, eh? Now you're gonna notice that as we make our way over onto towards the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Bridge, that there's gonna be less people because most people are too lazy to walk all the way across the bridge. So what I recommend doing, if you ever visit New York and you've got to do the Brooklyn Bridge, do me a favor, walk all the way across the bridge, whether you start out in Brooklyn and come back to Manhattan, or go back and forth. Elma, I sing well. I am a trained singer, Elma. Da 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 da. Good to see you, Dennis. Welcome. Bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue. Prayers indeed, Mark. I still can't get over the fact it's been 21 years since September 11th. I was 21 years old when that happened. It just boggles my mind. Bobby Filapou, Yasu Gris. Ah, what a beautiful day here in New York. Oh my goodness. Got the puffy clouds. Thanks. Oh my God, Susan, thanks for having me on your TV. Appreciate that. To be for another at least 2 hours. Doing another 3-hour live stream today. Walking over the bridges. We will be walking through Dumbo. I will show you the photographic sweet spot at Water and Washington Street. Just thinking of taking the ferry across. Yes, indeed, just Kate. That's a perfect way of doing it. Take the ferry over to Brooklyn and then walk back over the Brooklyn Bridge. It's you, Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Welcome. Welcome on into the show. As we now approach the center span of the Brooklyn Bridge. Between the two towers, the Brooklyn Bridge is exactly 1,600 feet. If we count the on-ramps, the bridge is just short of 1,800 feet. Every day, 91,000 people cross the Brooklyn Bridge. Around 22 million people a year. When we get to the expansion joint of the bridge, we're going to turn around, take in the view of Manhattan. Let's see, as you see, everyone stops at that first tower and then turns around. Look how empty it is here in the very middle. I don't know why people don't want to walk all the way across the bridge, because I recommend it. Bobby, if you're in school, I do not recommend watching my YouTube channel. And also, if you're under the age of 16, please do not watch this channel. This channel is not for children. Here's the expansion joint of the Brooklyn Bridge. As you see, it's covered in oil here. This really gives you an idea of how much this bridge could move over the course of just a few hours. But here is all the grease, all the ugh. So don't touch this if you see that. But there is the expansion joint of the Brooklyn Bridge. And here is our view. Look at that view with the clouds. One World Trade Center, 40 Wall Street. Right there, boy. Wow, the infinity point today will look probably really cool. The infinity point at One World Trade Center will probably look so awesome today with all the clouds and everything. There's One World Trade Center right there. The Silver Building is New York by Frank Gehry. As we move south along the skyline, we have the green building with the green pyramid on top. That is 40 Wall Street, formerly known as the Bank of Manhattan building. Yeah, especially now with no more bikes. Exactly, Noble. Yes, indeed. Beautiful view indeed, Phyllis. Beautiful view indeed, Shaky Dave. Beautiful view. Let's look at Midtown. Let's look at Midtown, everybody. Let's stare at Midtown. Off in the distance is the Empire State Building. Is actually all lit up by itself. Just behind the Empire State Building is the Central Park South Tower. Then we have that really skinny building right there in the middle, and that is the Steinway Tower, 111 West 57th Street. We saw the sun shining directly through that building. And then right there, that kind of wider, kind of silver color, whiter color building, that is One Vanderbilt. And then we have a rectangular building that's in shadow right now. That's 432 Park Avenue. And then the building with the needle on top, that is the Chrysler Building. Of course, the Leaning Tower of Lower Manhattan down in Lower Manhattan too. And Klaus, guten Tag, Germany. I'm in awe of the view today too, Bobby. Mark, sorry. I'm in awe of the view too there, Mark. Bobby, it's very cold today. No, it's not. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm in a t-shirt. It's not cold at all. It's actually quite warm, and I am sweating right now. Pineapple water, watching out in Naples, Florida. Pineapple water, I hope you're staying safe out there in Naples. I'm very surprised you have a cell phone signal or an internet connection in the middle of the hurricane. Oh my God, stay safe out there, Pineapple water. Please stay safe. What a view indeed. The cheese grater building right there. And oh, we have a fire truck coming over the bridge. There's a fire truck going over the bridge. And when fire trucks come over the bridge, you could, right now I'm feeling the bridge bounce. Look at that. I could feel the bridge bounce. Fire trucks are probably the heaviest vehicles that are allowed to cross the Brooklyn Bridge. 18-wheelers are not allowed to cross the Brooklyn Bridge because of these beams right here. But look at that, a lot of traffic coming into Brooklyn. Let's continue on into Brooklyn. Let's continue on. We're gonna get way more views of Manhattan when we cross the Manhattan Bridge going back towards Manhattan. But now we're gonna walk towards Brooklyn. Off in the distance over there, just to my right-hand side, is 9 DeKalb, also known as the Brooklyn Tower. Cheese grater building does look out of place, photos. Photos from around New York. You know, the cheese grater building found a loophole in the zoning. So technically, and I know this sounds ridiculous, technically the cheese grater building, even though it's completely residential, it is considered a light industrial building. And light industrial buildings, I don't think have like a proper like height cap. That's right, JP. Brooklyn Bridge is a vision of a genius. A German from Mulhausen, Germany. John Augustus Roebling. We're coming up to the builder's plaque of the Brooklyn Bridge, so. But a little bit of German engineering right here in New York City. Yes, pineapple water. Please stay safe out there in Naples, Florida. You're like right in the eye of the storm right now. Good to see you, Cliff. Welcome. They should make cheese graters there, right? Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, they found some weird zoning loophole, and that's how the building got that tall. They built to the maximum that the zoning will allow, which is, in stories, it's like 82 stories, but the building is not exactly 82 stories. It's more like 76. But like they have a couple of mechanical floors in there which raise the height. And nobody wanted that building there. There's literally nobody that like was advocating for that building, but because they found the zoning variance, they took advantage of it. Exactly. If you're watching in Florida, please stay safe. Pineapple water, let me entertain you for 2 more hours. I'm going to entertain you for 2 more hours. As long as the creek don't rise and the internet don't fail, I'll be here for you, pineapple water, and everyone down there in Florida. I have some relatives who live in Clearwater, and they live right on the coast. So I'm thinking of my Uncle Dennis and my Uncle Eduardo. They're right there in the middle of it too. So hopefully my immediate family stays safe also. But we're thinking of you guys down there in Florida. Hopefully a little bit of the sunshine can be transmitted through the internet to all of you at home. All right, we're coming up to the builder's plaque of the Brooklyn Bridge. Without these 3 people, the Brooklyn Bridge would not be built. We start out with the designer of the bridge, John Augustus Roebling, then the son, Colonel Washington Roebling. Washington Roebling raised up the ranks during the Civil War all the way up to Colonel, and most people simply called him Colonel Roebling. Good to see you, Melanie. Welcome. Oh my God, I hope you stay safe out there, Cliff. And then at the very top, having top billing here, Miss Emily Warren Roebling, the one who really builds the Brooklyn Bridge. And as we all know, on the back of every great work, we can find the self-sacrificing devotion of a woman. Right there. The builders of the Brooklyn Bridge, right there. And this plaque wasn't erected here until 1951. It took all those years to get Miss Emily Warren Roebling proper recognition of her role in building the Brooklyn Bridge. But good old Colonel Roebling, yeah, most people called him Colonel, just simply Colonel Roebling. And then when Washington Roebling was confined to a chair, to his wheelchair out in Brooklyn, when Emily took over his spot, when people talked to Emily Warren Roebling, they talked to her as if they were talking to Washington Roebling. So they addressed her as him, which was pretty amazing. Okay, we got a studio audience here, so I gotta really keep moving. Nice to see a lot of people here on the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Bridge. She was rewarded well, Mark. She was actually quite a revered woman in her later years after the completion of the Brooklyn Bridge. Whenever there were engineering awards being given for the bridge, she was the one who accepted the award in place of her husband. And some of the awards actually addressed her and her husband. So she was whatchamacallit, she was very instrumental in getting the bridge built. As Washington Roebling very famously said, she was his eyes, his ears, his good right arm in building the bridge. As we make our way into Brooklyn, Brooklyn, the village of Brooklyn, founded in the 1630s, 1631, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's 1631. She was a powerhouse. She was a woman of infinite tact, as Washington said. I mean, she was a tough woman. She was the soother of hurt souls. So whenever the egos of the engineers and the architects got a little bit too inflated, she kept them in check. We got to finish this Brooklyn Bridge. That's right, Ramona. That is correct. We're entering the land of kings. Good to see you, Thought Travel. Welcome. Beautiful view of Brooklyn. ABX girl, please be safe out there in Tampa Bay. Yeah, Osvaldo. Some people don't understand that concept. All right, we're getting into Brooklyn now. So Just Kate, yes. Just Kate, yeah, perfect timing. 2 weeks into the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, after the bridge opened, 2 weeks after the Brooklyn Bridge opens, the Brooklyn Bridge has its first major tragedy. It's a beautiful spring day. You got to understand that when the Brooklyn Bridge was completed, a 6-story tall building was considered very tall. So understand that to walk this high above the river was a thrill. It was like walking on the moon. So thus everyone had to, as they said back in the day, take a leg over the Brooklyn Bridge. So it was a beautiful spring day just 2 weeks after the Brooklyn Bridge opens.
The Brooklyn Bridge is all packed full of pedestrian traffic. A woman screams. She goes, "Oh my God, a cable snapped." A cable does not snap, but it causes a massive panic. And where I'm walking right now, we're going to walk down to a stairway. 12 people die in that stairway in the stampede of humanity trying to get off the bridge. So then for that first year, virtually nobody wants to cross the bridge. The bridge is virtually empty, except for people who knew how strong the bridge was. The bridge is over-engineered to a factor of 6. It's not going to go anywhere. And commerce, people who had to make money, they used the bridge no matter what. So to instill confidence into the bridge, we enter the greatest showman, Mr. P.T. Barnum. Over on Park Row, across the street from City Hall, Mr. P.T. Barnum had a museum called the Americana Museum. Think of it like a circus sideshow kind of oddity kind of museum. Deformed babies, two-headed cows, the entire city of Dublin recreated in matchsticks. Well, Mr. Barnum also had a traveling circus. And at the time, he had one of the largest elephants in captivity. Her name was Jumbo. So Mr. Barnum, on the bridge's first birthday, May 24th, 1884, he marches these 21 elephants and a whole menagerie of other animals like giraffes, bears, tigers, monkeys, amongst many other things, dogs and cats. He marches all these animals and 21 elephants in lockstep back and forth across the bridge to prove how strong the bridge was. His publicity stunt works. It makes the bridge more popular than ever. And that's why we had to build bridges right next door to it, like the Manhattan Bridge that we're going to walk over in a little bit. Yep, you remember Jumbo the elephant? Yeah. I would give anything to see that. I would give anything to see those elephants cross the bridge. He was a showman. He was the greatest showman. Yes, indeed. But I would give anything to see that. There's illustrations of it, but there's no actual photos of it, which is just insane because it's 1884, so photography is still very, very new. But there's a few times in history that I would love to travel to, and the opening of the Brooklyn Bridge and the 21 elephants are two things that I need to see. If I ever had a time machine, those are the things I would love to see. Kate, you're more than welcome. Kate, that's why you got a licensed New York City tour guide. Thanks for watching. You know, Meryl, I would love to see them reenact it one day, but I don't think people would appreciate the fact that they're using elephants. Some people may not like it. You know, as we all know now, the Barnum and Bailey Circus no longer has elephants in it. Uh-oh. We got a car accident. Let's see the car accident here. Ooh. Ooh. Little fender bender there. Little fender bender on the Brooklyn Bridge. All right. Wow, definitely bending some fenders. All right, so now we're gonna go down the stairway here. Welcome to Brooklyn, everybody. Welcome to Brooklyn. And now this is where the 12 people die. Bloody hell, that's loud. Yeah, Peter would despise it. Little fender benders. Yes, indeed. So this is where Le Coupe. That's right. So this is where the 12 people pass away. So there's an illustration of the people crammed into this area here. So it was literally a stampede. The number that was estimated of people being on the bridge was somewhere in the neighborhood of 7,000 people were here on the bridge. And by the way, the footpath we were just on is in the exact same spot as when the bridge first opened up. So they were walking right in this narrow space here. And then this stairway we're about to go down, this has been slightly altered because of this ramp right here. Yes, indeed, Norm. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Norm. But this is where everyone dies, is right here. This is where the 12 people die. They get squashed into this very tiny space here that's only about 8 feet wide. It was a big tragedy, Dave. You got to understand that people didn't understand the engineering behind the bridge, so a lot of people were very superstitious about the bridge and all its construction and everything. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're making our way down to Dumbo. We're going down underneath Manhattan Bridge overpass. Coming up next. Yeah, it's an awful way to die, Jerry. You know, a stampede and being crushed by other humans. Not very pleasant. As the meter maids you, there must be a tourist. Yes, indeed. Reminds you of being a mosh pit. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, a lot of people that were crossing the bridge that day were people who lived here, you know, so. It was a big deal to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge for many years because it was just so big and tall, and, you know, like the engineering behind it is still impressive, but like imagine in 1883. It was a big deal. It was like walking on the moon. And anyone could do it. We are now walking south. Oh, sorry. We're walking north along Washington Street right now. We're walking north along Washington Street, making our way to one of the most photographed intersections in all of New York City, Water and Washington Streets. Hello there, Dusty Cole, out there in the great state of Virginia. Welcome. So now we're about to pass underneath the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. I got a Navajo buddy who's doing good in Brooklyn. Awesome, Merrill. That's a beautiful thing. You know, the Mohawk Nation pretty much built so many of our skyscrapers here in New York City because they're not afraid of heights. So it's kind of amazing that the Native Americans are the ones literally building the city. Ah, he's a painter. Nice. As we make our way down to Water and Washington Streets, we have the old warehouse buildings here that are now lovely, expensive apartments. By income, this neighborhood is the 7th most expensive neighborhood to live in. We make our way down to Water and Washington Streets. And no doubt it's going to be maybe a little crowded down there. Skyscraper Junkie, good to see you. Here's Two Trees Development. These are the ones who actually recoined the neighborhood Dumbo back in 1979. Two Trees, the Valentis brothers. All right. We are approaching Water and Washington Streets. Lucky you, besides being a licensed... Ooh, that would have been fun to get. Merhaba Ibrahim, merhaba. Besides being a licensed New York City tour guide, I am also a photographer. And I'm going to show you the photographic sweet spot if you ever take your friends down here to take photos, because most people don't understand how the photo is taken. And I'm going to show you a little trick that now many more people are beginning to learn about, no doubt because of my live streams. But so here we are, Water and Washington Street, with this amazing view of the Manhattan Bridge. The Manhattan Bridge framing the Empire State Building. A happy little accident. Manhattan Bridge was completed in December 1909, and the Empire State Building in 1932. But this is how it works. You have your subject stand on this black dot right here. And look at this. Look how it all lines up. Look at how perfectly it lines up. Look at this. Let me zoom in on it. Look at that. Perfect. It lines up perfectly. You're over people's heads. Look at that. Perfect. Empire State Building. Manhattan Bridge. Look at that. How beautiful is that? New York, baby. New York. Now, the reason why there's a black dot where I'm standing right now is because they tape off this area so much that the glue stays here. It's kind of crazy. But there it is. There is your Water and Washington shot here at Dumbo. And again, Dumbo is short for Down Under Manhattan Bridge Overpass. It is a postcard, Shaky Dave. It is a postcard. Let's continue on. And actually, here's how it works. You have your photographer stand in the manhole cover, and you have your subject stand on the dot. That's how it works. And you get your perfect water and Washington photo as people begin lining up behind me to get a photo. I've got to keep moving. Let's go say hi to my nutcracker. You guys want to go say hi to my nutcracker friend? Let's go say hi to my nutcracker friend. He's right down the block over here. I feel like I was here this morning. Oh yeah, I was. It's always garbage day out here. It looks like they got, this is like construction garbage here. Construction debris we got going on here. There's Alice the Nutcracker. Great shot indeed. Yes. Let's go say hi to my Nutcracker friend. He's right over here. What's up, buddy? Stop being weird and come inside. How you doing, my friend? A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, Shaky Dave. And there's nothing wrong being a nutcracker or just a nut. Perfectly fine. All right, we're coming up to the Empire stores here, formerly known as tobacco warehouses. The shell of these buildings date back to 1861. And one of my favorite reveals whenever I'm a tour guide is coming up right here. I have been doing this, I've been a professional tour guide here in New York City for 10 years. And then when I turn the next corner, this never gets old for me. This never gets old. I get always very excited when I turn this corner here. You guys ready for it? Are you guys ready for it? Hope you guys are ready for it. Remember this corner? Oh yeah. You guys ready for it? You guys ready for it? I hope you guys are ready for it. You was here 3 months ago. Sassy Paradise. Awesome. It's good to know. Here it is. Ta-da! There it is, everyone. Your Brooklyn Bridge. Jane's Carousel. Right over there. Welcome to Brooklyn Bridge Park. I'll see you later, Kate. Have a great afternoon.
No, de ahí no, Titi. Voy a sacar la foto de ahí.
Oh, somebody yelling at me. Okay. We're getting all the greatest hits. That's right, Mark. Mark, we're getting all the greatest hits, my man. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, she was nibble. She was yelling at me. I think she was yelling to have me take her picture or whatever. And she was like handing me her phone. I should just grab her phone and just start walking. But it is that time. It's that time of day when the big numbers of tourists really come out. So you got to get some dumb ones. Random people yelling at me, brought to you by Tempo Cigarettes and its all-new charcoal filter. Far more flavor, far more charcoal. Captures all that flavor in the all-new cigarette by Tempo. Good to see you, One Man's Wish. Welcome. You're in Dumbo. Awesome. So here it is. This is the 100-year-old Jane's Carousel. Jane's Carousel, originally built for an amusement park in Youngstown, Ohio, called Idora Park. And there the carousel stood from 1922 to the winter of 1984. The carousel in 1984, in the winter of 1984, was partially damaged in a fire, and we can see some of that fire damage actually right here. The carousel was partially damaged in a fire, and they were going to sell it off piece by piece, but in the mid-1980s, in 1985 to be exact, there were two real estate developers of two trees called the Valentis Brothers. The Valentis brothers had an idea to build a big residential development right here where I'm standing, and they wanted a carousel as a part of that construction, as a part of that development. So Jane Valentis, one of the wives of the brothers, saw this carousel was up for auction, and she won it at auction for the bargain basement price of $373,000. Then she spent $2.1 million restoring the carousel, and she spent 25 years with a team of just 5 people restoring the carousel. And yeah, these are the only horses I would get on. Good to see you, Miss Viking. I'm glad you got to ride Jane's carousel. Nice piece of history here. But the carousel was officially placed here in Brooklyn Bridge Park in 2011. It was here for just about a year until something very horrible happened, and that was Hurricane Sandy. If we were standing here during Hurricane Sandy, there'll be about 3 feet of water right here at my feet. There's an amazing picture of the carousel completely lit up, surrounded by water. There was a photographer. He walked up onto the footpath of the Manhattan Bridge, where we're going to be walking in a little bit, and he wanted to take a picture of all of Lower Manhattan, all blacked out. He's had no electricity. Everything south of the Empire State Building, everything south of 34th Street lost electricity for 6 days after a Hurricane Sandy. So he wanted to take a picture of this blacked out city, but he noticed something very special, that surrounded by water, Jane's carousel was still lit up. If you go onto Google, search Hurricane Sandy, Jane's carousel, and you'll find a whole bunch of pictures, a whole bunch of different crops of that very famous picture. Jane's carousel, a true Hurricane Sandy survivor. It was up and running for business just 6 months after the hurricane. Kind of amazing. You could ride this piece of history for just $2. And it is the off season, so Jane's Carousel is now open from Thursdays to Sundays from 11 o'clock in the morning till about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Look at that view. It cost $2.5 million to restore the carousel. It cost $11 million to put it in the box that it's in. The box that it's in was designed by world famous French architect Jean Nouvel. Jean Nouvel picks plexiglass instead of regular glass, so you have the least amount of columns blocking the view of the skyline from the carousel. Look at that view. Unbelievable. Unbelievable view. Can't get better than that. That's New York right there. That is New York. Random comment by Ashley Vermen, brought to you by Schaefer Beer. For people who like having fun, for people who like having more than one, for people who are reading random comments on the internet, Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Beautiful view of the Manhattan Bridge now, and this little boat called the Affinity making its way north along the East River. Then off in the distance, the Williamsburg Bridge. Let's take in this view a little bit longer here before we begin to make our way over to the Manhattan Bridge. Beautiful sky indeed, great views indeed. That's all. Miss Viking, it is quite beautiful carousel. No two horses are alike. They are all hand carved. And, you write a bit of history there. You're at the Manhattan end of the Manhattan Bridge waving at me. Bagels and walks. Hello, bagels and walks. I'm coming over there, bagels and walks. I'm going back to Manhattan. Let's get one last view here before making our way over to the Manhattan Bridge, and then we'll start making our way over the bridge. Get in these picture postcard views here. I mean, sunset tonight might be really nice. Just saying. Sunset may be really nice today. Look at that. Can't get better than that. No, Edward, we are not live. This is on Memorex. But actually, let me read this comment like Edward posted it. Very live. There you go. I don't know. I don't know if we're live. I have no idea. I do own New York City, Merrill. Absolutely. Beautiful day here in New York. My goodness. All right, you know what? Let's take advantage. Let's start to make our way over to the Manhattan Bridge now. Let's make our way over to the Manhattan Bridge. But first, we're going to walk through this little bit of Brooklyn Bridge Park here, and then we'll start making our way up. Deed to the Brooklyn Bridge in the bag. Yes, indeed. I'm selling the Brooklyn Bridge. It's only $14.5 million. That's right, this entire live stream is the figment of my imagination. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's Jessica, it's amazing. Jessica, one of the best things you could do here in New York City that doesn't cost a dime is sunrise on the Brooklyn Bridge. You would truly, if you get a beautiful morning, you will never forget it. Because there's nothing like feeling the city wake up in the morning. It is really amazing. And again, it's absolutely free to experience it. It's a steal, that's right, yeah. Only $14.5 million. Me and the Correctional group are selling it. Sorry, Two Trees.
I want.
So the shell of this building dates back to 1861, formerly known as tobacco warehouses. Today called the Empire Stores. Sorry, headphone viewers. There you go. All you guys got COVID now. You have some Indian beads you can sell. I need some wampum, Shaky Dave. I need some wampum. Well, we do take naps, Christopher. Bagels and Wogs, thank you so much. Winner of the latency lottery. Welcome. Timmy G, thank you so much. I like it when people walk sideways to get into the frame of shot. It's like my favorite. It's like, I'm gonna walk sideways. All right. Let's walk around the park here. Yeah, gee, another big bridge, that's right. Thank you so much, Colleen. Wow, a lot of people over here in this section of the park. Kimmy, a beautiful day here in New York, absolutely. Look at this. You can't get better than this. You really can't. This is like peak New York City weather right here. Oh my God, Jessica, it may be a little cold. Jessica, it may be a little cold in March to do a sunrise, but if you get the sunshine, it will be worth it. Good to see you, S. Fields. Pebble Beach indeed, yes. You hear the subway going over the Manhattan Bridge right there. skies are beautiful, Bagels and Walks. Yes, indeed. Beautiful sky conditions today. A light breeze. It's really nice. The Williamsburg Bridge off in the distance. The Williamsburg Bridge, the second bridge built over the East River, completed in 1904. And it wouldn't be New York without scaffolding. Ah, awesome. Bagels and Walks. I'm happy you got to see that. I was wondering what that was going to be about today. Activity 79. Welcome on into the show. Oh, really? Some scaffolding finally came down after 20 years. Nice. Yes, indeed. They're protecting us from rogue meteorites. That's right. That's why we have all this scaffolding. Привет, Jaga. Привет. Very noisy train. It's a subway. Cold Stone Rain, welcome. Subway is loud. That's how it works. If you cannot deal with loud noises, then New York is definitely not the place for you. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's funny, Bagels and Walks. So they're redoing a lot of the streets around here because they're turning them into proper pedestrian plazas, and they're also redoing the Belgian blocks, the cobblestones that are in these streets here. Ah, awesome there. What's your name there? Good to see you there, James. James, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I am a licensed New York City tour guide. So I always tell you a few little food for thoughts when we do these little tours around New York. Christine out there in London, welcome. And good to see you there, DeBailey. Welcome. As the dog barks. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for the most exciting YouTube channel here in New York City. We don't just walk around on this channel. This is not a walking channel. We tour on this channel. And as a licensed New York City tour guide, a professional tour guide for the last 10 years, I have the wherewithal and confidence that I do not need to put the word walking tour in my title. Programmer Jack, welcome. If somebody puts the word walking tour in their title of video, they're probably bullshitting you. All right, we're in this Triangle Plaza here at Pearl Street. Here in Dumb. It's an infotainment tour. That's right, Chris. Infotainment. Little food for thoughts. Little little fruits of knowledge as we make our way around the city. Oh, I see Ursula up the block. That's right, Meryl. That's right. Ooh, look at this. This is cool. Wow, it's like all moving and stuff. That's cool. Always something cool to see in New York. One of my favorite go-to bars is coming up around the corner. Superfine is coming up right around the corner from here. I gotta go to Superfine. I haven't been to Superfine in like the longest. Right here is Superfine right across the way. Highly recommend that bar if you're ever down here. Yeah, nice watering holes, pretty cool. The inside's even cooler, has a lot of cool decorations in there. And then coming up on the next corner, a lovely spot to have a burrito or taco. Coming up is Pedro's. Pedro's is one of these amazing places that's been around since the 80s, and it's still here today.
It really, I think.
There's Pedro's. You said to make the turn this way here. Oh yeah, bagels and walks. If you've never been to Pedro's, I highly recommend it. All right, let's get around this traffic here. Making our way to the Manhattan Bridge. Do I have any social media? I'm on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and Twitch. Glad you're enjoying the video there, Jaga. There you go. Thank you so much, S. Fields. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. All that good stuff. Pedro's is a bar and a place where to get burritos there, Jazz Dog. Yes, indeed. There it is, twitch.tv/DutchMouse for the most interactive show on the internet. WMAZZ Rebel Radio. Ooh, it's chilly here in the shade. Hello there, Dan. One of the deepest subway stations across the street from me, the F train at York Street. This station across the street is not fun to get in and out of. It's quite a long slog from the platform all the way up to street level. It's all good, Deb. It was very spontaneous. No TikTok. No, YouTube is going to kill off TikTok, so I'll be doing short videos here on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Yes, so many bikes. Yes. So many bikes. It's actually not a lot, Dan. Actually, it's not a lot of bikes. Yes. We're not going to bow hacks there, John. Exactly. Gotta be, we're adults here. Gotta be smart. Because an educated viewer is my favorite viewer. Cool murals, huh? Is there any haunted locations? The Merchant House Museum, probably a legit haunted place. The Merchant House Museum on 4th Street as a legit haunted place. Good to see you, Chibe. Welcome. We'll do another radio show, guys. Don't worry about it. All right, we are now at Sand Street and J. Ryan Bell, good to see you. Yeah, the shell of the smallpox hospital. That's definitely haunted. Now, once I get the light here, I'm just gonna walk out in front of the car traffic because I have the light. Good to see you, John Laura. Welcome. Go to the first Spider-Man's home. That's in Queens, Dan. Tamju, you can visit New York City, just save your nickels, dimes, and pennies. Wander this way. Welcome. Kumar, welcome. No, I have not been there, Dan, but I know where it is. How's it going? Fantastic. This is traffic coming off the BQE. Or, sorry, coming off the Manhattan Bridge, making its way onto the BQE. Yeah, it is. I think that I've heard that too, Darren. Oh my God, look at this guy. Show me in one video somebody who doesn't walk. Wow, look at this. He's like completely blocking it. Wow. Let's get the license plate. So as you see, he's blocking the way right here. He's supposed to be back over here. And look, we're just gonna get him in the shot too, because he's upset. So we're gonna have him in the shot here. So as you see, he's blocking the both two-way bike lane here. And he's supposed to be behind this line here. See, what happens is when people are coming off the Manhattan Bridge here, they cannot see around the truck here. So thus, when they come into this view here, they are completely blocked. Now he's gonna block traffic because, and look at that, he almost took out the guy. He almost took out the motorcycle. How funny would have that been if we would have got that on video? Exactly, bagels and walks, absolutely. He was not happy that I was showing him on the video. So when that happens like that, I slow down and stop and I show it off. There is a name for that. Any plans for haunted NYC locations? Wander this way? You're gonna have to stay tuned. Let's make our way up onto the Manhattan Bridge. Hello from India, welcome. I hate when drivers do that too. That's a very bad driver. He almost took out that motorcycle. Traffic in New York City much less dense than New Delhi? Absolutely. No, he wasn't from New Jersey. He was from Woodside, Queens. Pretty much all sorts, yes indeed. All right. Walk path of the Manhattan Bridge coming up now. absolutely wander this way. All right. The Manhattan Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see how many cyclists we see going over the footpath here. The other side of the bridge is for bicycles, and this side of the bridge that we're walking on right now is for pedestrians. Now, just a heads up for you guys, just to make it entertaining for you guys at home, if I see a spandex-clad wannabe Lance Armstrong cyclist coming over the bridge, I will slow him down. I'm going to do the I don't know where I'm going tourist walk, and I'm going to walk like this. So stay tuned. We might get hit by a bicycle on stream. Good to see you, Brian. Welcome. Thank you so much, Bagels and Walks. Yes, I want to be the head of the transportation department. Being an avid cyclist here in New York City since 1993, I know a thing or two about street design. I will stop and ask him if it's the Brooklyn Bridge. I will do that.
Excuse me, is it the Brooklyn Bridge? Is it the Brooklyn Bridge? I thought this was the walk path. Why did the bicycle on here? Am I in the bicycle path? I guess I'm in the bicycle path.
What a beauty indeed. This is a bridge? Last time I checked, JP, yes, this has been a bridge since December 1909. Sally, that's my job, Sally. It's to make you laugh. Don't want to brag, but you own a portion of the Manhattan Bridge? Nice. No one fears me, no. It's over bridge on the road. I guess so, Kumar. Yeah. Bus! 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 No, the train! Train! The train! Bus! The train! Ding, 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 ding. I need a bell to ring, damn it. This is the best place to release frustrations. That's right. You just yell, and everything's all good. What's the building on my left? This is a residential building. I have no idea the name of it. And then over here, this is a cooperative workspace. It's office space. I have no idea what's the name of that building. Now, the tallest building, that kind of looks like a slanted sail, that's the Olympia. And then all the other buildings, I have no idea what their names are. I have no idea. You'll yell something else? Yes, indeed. I tell you, it's cool in the shade and it's warm in the sun. Getting a little bit of everything today in New York. The yellow bridge, that's right. They gotta paint it yellow. Did I have a lot of coffee today? No, John. I had one small hot coffee, and that was at 8 o'clock this morning. I did have a bottle of Coca-Cola, though. But to live in New York, you need to be an energetic person. Exactly, John Lord. Not every building has a name. You love the noise of the train going by? Brian, this train passing is for you! That was for Brian Davis. That was for Brian Davis. Bus, choo-choo, choo-choo goes the train. Train ASMR live on the Dutch Miles Family Networks today. Just yell it indeed. So we're gonna get some great views here of Manhattan. Let's take a listen, get our first view here. Every time we see a little hole in the fence, we will stop, put the phone through the fence, to zoom in on it. Look at that view, people. Unbelievable. Where am I going? Going to Manhattan on the Manhattan Bridge. There it is. Look at that view. Unbelievable. Unbelievable view. And of course, because I stopped there, the tourists stopped there too. There for about, what was that, 20 seconds? And then the tourists just stop and stand right behind me. Bloody hell. Great view indeed. Christopher, did I make that hole in the fence? Yes, I made that hole in the fence with my mind when I started walking on the bridge. John Burke, good to see you. Look at that view, people. Unbelievable. Beautiful view from here. Gorgeous indeed. Yes, I'm the Avenger with mind control.
I have mind control. Hit the like button so I can play more Pokemon Go. Become a member of Dutch Mods Plus so I can play more Pokemon Go. Because we all know I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go.
Beautiful, pretty day today. Absolutely.
I do not play Roblox. I do not play Roblox. I am a sophisticated gamer. I do not play Roblox. I am a sophisticated gamer. I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go.
Is that an incredible shot? I agree. How much does it, what's that question there? How much does the bridge warp when a train goes over it? Ramona, great question. Every time a subway train goes over the Manhattan Bridge, the bridge flexes and torques up to 2.7 meters or 8 feet. Don't worry, it's safe. But because the bridge moves around over the course of a few hours, it costs nearly 4 times the amount to maintain the Manhattan Bridge than it does the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, baby. Merrill, it's a wonderful sight to see. Look at this. Unbelievable. That's right, John. Actually, we could, the train just going over was moving these cables. It was just moving these cables just now. It's moving, baby, it's moving. It's moving and it's grooving. Oh, look at that view. Can't get away from that view right there. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable view. Yep, I made these holes with mind control. I knew I was gonna walk over the bridge today, so I decided to make all these holes on the bridge just for my mind control. How can anyone get bored of the Big Apple? They moved to Miami. If there is one thing that is incredibly hard to do on the Manhattan Bridge, it's the simple fact of taking a long exposure picture. Because the bridge moves around so much over the course of an hour, every time a train goes over the bridge, it's next to impossible to get long exposure shots here on the bridge. You'll come out all shaky and stuff. Zing! That's right, bazinga, bazinga there, Mark, bazinga. New York City is the greatest city on earth. Other side. Other side. Miss Veer phone, welcome. Do you know when the chain link was added to the bridge? The chain link was added to the bridge when they built the footpaths over the bridge, and that was in the 1990s. Before then, there was actually at some point, there was no path here. It was just a frame. But yeah, basically when they built these footpaths here in the 1990s, that's when these are called suicide fences. That's when the suicide fences went up. No, at rush hour is not too much traffic. I mean, it's all subway trains and everything. That's the traffic. Gotta watch my back here because I know there was another cyclist about to make his way over the bridge. So this is where it gets very narrow and very dangerous. Good to see you, Austin City Limits. Welcome. No doubt if a cyclist comes up behind me, he's going to be very angry and yell. And then I'm going to yell back, you need to be on the other side of the bridge. And then he'll yell back, fuck you. And then I'll yell back, fuck you too. Rush fan. Yes, I have. Yeah, Rushman, I have made many videos riding the subway. Check out my replays. And sorry if I cursed everyone because I like to keep it real on this channel. So yes, I may curse, and this is why this channel is not for young children. So if you are younger than 16, do not watch this channel. Please tune away. This content is not for you. It's a world of fun, it's a world of pain, it's a world of snot, it's a world of that. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small world. Good to see you there, JK. Adults only, please. Adults table indeed. Vinny Barbarino. Meryl, I'm going to have to look that up, Meryl. Sing it. Bikes do go too fast by people. Yes, indeed. That's how 16-year-olds talk? It's good to know. My content's not for them. No, Austin, I will never let anyone push me around. No. Nothing's going to break my stride. Ain't nothing going to slow me down. Oh no, I have to keep on moving. Awesome, Robinson. I hope you're having fun here in New York. Look at that view. Wow. And then the Statue of Liberty is like right there on the Brooklyn Bridge. Look at that view. Look at how the Statue of Liberty is like on the Brooklyn Bridge. Look at that. How cool is that? Brooklyn Bridge on, the Statue of Liberty on the Brooklyn Bridge. Can't get a better view than that. Look at that. Wow. Amazing view, right? Favorite skyline indeed. Thumbnail indeed by Miss Viking. Yeah, Statue of Liberty does get around. Yes, indeed. All right, making our way back into Manhattan here on the Manhattan Bridge. Yeah, Halloween's a month away, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Clouds do looks like clouds and sun. Yes, indeed, Suzanne. Good to see you, Les from New Zealand. Welcome. What park is below me? Below me is well, this is a high school. This is for a high school here that what's it called here? Mary Bergram Educational Campus and Athletic Field. How about that? There you go. That's for a high school down below. And then right along the waterfront is the East River Esplanade. That's right, Belinda. Good to see you. That's right. Undiscovered live stream talent. I'm kind of amazed how fast people ride up and down this thing. It's gonna take just one tourist to take these people out. Now she's riding with headphones in her ears. I don't recommend that, ladies and gentlemen. You're late. Good to see you, Robert. It's okay. I don't have a schedule, so you can't be late. That's right, S. Fields, that's right. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? We gotta start playing Warriors video game again here in the channel. Oh no, Ramona, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's all good. We ain't going anywhere, Ramona. I ain't going anywhere. We're hanging out right here. We're hanging out right here. As for me, I will be traveling sometime next month. So stay tuned because I think we're going to be doing a live stream or two from a very cool location. Gotta have to stay tuned. No, I can't tell you what it is. Just gotta have to stay tuned. But yeah, Ramona, I'm so sorry, Ramona. Car trouble never comes at a convenient time. Nay, nay, nay. Nay, nay, nay. Maybe November for Marathon Sunday. The Marathon Sunday is going to be a true marathon of broadcasting, weather permitting. We'll be at mile number 2, then we'll go to mile number 25. That's right, Meryl. Spring 2023. Nice. When it gets warm again. I do deserve a nice vacation, Mark, but you know, if I don't live stream for a single day or two here on YouTube, then people say, what, did you quit live streaming? The other day, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, I didn't live stream for 3 days, and somebody sent me like this DM like, oh, what, you quit? I didn't know you quit. Why did you quit YouTube? I'm like, I haven't been on for 3 freaking days. But they want me to be on. There's some people who want me to be on every day for 5 hours a day, and I would love to do that, but I can't. I have a life. Vera Rodriguez, welcome. Vera Rodriguez is watching with the eye. S. Fields, don't get me started, man. What I really like is when people can't differentiate between me and other live streamers. It's like, wait, we have completely different voices. I could speak clearly. I could sing clearly, in key. I could use radio voices. And yet people still cannot describe or figure out or contemplate the difference between me and other human beings. Marty, you're smart, Marty. Marty, you got a brain, so I know that you're not going to confuse the two. But I'm amazed how some people can, though. I'm like, really? But my voice is so much different than other people online, especially other New York City live streamers. Oh, thank you so much, Faceless Cook. Today on the Faceless Cook, we will cook le chicken la cordon bleu. Today on the Faceless Cook, ham and cheese. Is it a sandwich? I'm covering a little distance today, Mason. That's right, Mark. I read all the comments, damn it. The Faceless Cook sounds like an excellent YouTube channel. You better make some videos. Are you French? Wow, ouais. C'est si bon. Au bloc qui bouge plus. Va dessous, en chantant un bon son. C'est si bon. Right? That's for Nebul. Merci. Now, yesterday we covered a lot of distance. Yesterday we walked like 5.5 miles. Yesterday we started at City Hall, went all the way up to Central Park. That was a long walk yesterday. Today's not as long. Ah, the faceless cook. So you cook on your channel, right? You do cooking. You do cooking live streams or cooking vlogs.
I do cooking vlogs.
Now I need a croissant. Me too. Robert Goulet, one of my favorites. Privyet from Ukraine. Privyet. Hope you're staying safe out there in Ukraine. Ah, you teach on your channel. Awesome. I love clever usernames, Faceless Cook. So much success to you and your channel. Ed Ignore, welcome. All right, making our way onto Bowery. Do I give walking tours on the Manhattan Bridge? No, not really, Ramona. There's not too much to talk about when it comes to the Manhattan Bridge. The Manhattan Bridge's construction was not as exciting as the Brooklyn Bridge's construction, so there's not too much to talk about when it comes to Manhattan Bridge. Absolutely, yes, Fields. Right in front of us, the domed building, the Bank of the Bowery building, built in 1909, at around the same time as the Manhattan Bridge. Today, it is still a bank. It is an HSBC. And then that Popeyes is right over there is the Popeyes. And here's the grand entrance to the Manhattan Bridge. Let's walk a little bit down Bowery here. Let's go a little bit down Bowery here, and it never had elephants on it, no. Let's walk a little bit down Bowery here. I think we're gonna make our way back down Park Row. Yeah, let's make our way back down Park Row. Because I gotta use the bathroom, and I know at the end of Park Row, there's a bathroom I could use. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, this guy just threw garbage out of his car. What a nice guy. Wow, he really cares about New York. Can we go past CBGB's? No, we're not gonna go past there today. Maybe stop at Rexall Drug. No. No, no, no. Yeah, Merrill's a fun little walk today. Let's make our way down Park Row. Let's see what kind of action we can see along Park Row. Thanks, Robert Moses. Tourist nearly flung his wife or girlfriend into the camera. That was kind of fun. When are we gonna have a fireworks break? Mason, I don't think we're gonna have a fireworks break today because I don't know of any bathrooms out here, so I'm just gonna, where I'm gonna end the live stream is where I'm gonna use the bathroom. So no fireworks break today. It's the cold air. I gotta get used to the cold air. I forgot I really got to empty out before doing these. But we'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it. We're just going to go down Park Row. We're going to go down Park Row past the Metropolitan Correctional facility. Here is a statue of Confucius. Right over here. There's good old Confucius. And now what we're going to do is we're going to walk straight down this way here, down Park Row. We're going to also go past One Police Plaza. My favorite name for a bank is right across the street. The Abacus Federal Savings Bank, where all your addition and subtraction is done with abacuses. When I went to Abacus Bank, I knew they wouldn't steal my money because they're counting it all on abacuses. I'll never get tired of that bank username. The state of art banking, exactly. If there's a power failure, they'll still be in business. Stunning indeed, Jessica. All right, East Broadway. Yeah, we're in Chinatown, but we're going to quickly go back to Lower Manhattan. Okay, being yelled at by somebody. This is fun. Wow. Always something going on here in Chinatown, including old Chinese men yelling at me. Good times. Good time. Ooh, he's really going at it. Okay, gotta keep on moving. Maybe he lost his money in the Abacus Bank. Yeah, people are in a mood today. Yeah, we're at the edge of Chinatown. All right. This is the fun part now. This is a spot that I have never live streamed before. And NYPD may get a little crazy when we go into this next section here. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go down this closed off section of Park Row here. And we're gonna pass right in front of One Police Plaza. And then we'll be also across the street from the Lower Manhattan Correctional Facility. Let's see what happens when we walk down this little bit of sidewalk right here. This is a first. This is a first for yours truly. And it's always weird, like I look at these nice apartment buildings right next to the jail, which is right down over there. Hello there, Bobby, welcome back. The Tombs is further north. The Tombs is up by Foley Square. It's up in that direction over there. By by Columbus Park. Yeah, me too. Me too. Bagels and Walks. We're going to learn something today for the first time. Let's see what it's like. And we're also going to walk underneath the plaza of One Police Plaza. We have the municipal building right up there. And then that's number 3 World Trade Center, that glass tower, way down over there. So it gives you an idea of how close stuff is here in Lower Manhattan. No, Madoff is locked up. I think Madoff is in upstate New York. But this is where the Epstein one was killed, was right here. Good to see you, Tamara. Welcome. This is where Epstein was. It's like another world inside these buildings over here. Immigration building is right over there. On the other side of this is Foley Square. Yes, one of the oldest Jewish cemeteries is nearby. We actually just passed it. We were like a half a block away from it, Bagels and Walks. It's like right there, though. Right there where East Broadway and the Bowery all meet. All right, so this and Tamara with a $5 super chat. Tamara, thank you so much for the big $5. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club. Much, much, much appreciated. Oh, did Madoff pass? That's something I did not know. But Tamara, thank you so much for the big $5 super chat. So here it is. Here is the massive prison here. It's like the Metropolitan Correctional Center here in Lower Manhattan. Evidently, it's like way over occupied. I could only imagine the world that is inside of there. I don't know, Valerie. I don't know exactly. But there it is. Who knows what kind of crazy stuff goes on inside these buildings? Right in the shadow of the municipal building. So now we're coming back to where we walked up the stairs to walk onto the Brooklyn Bridge. And I guess we had no problems walking through here. I guess we had no issues whatsoever. We had no issues whatsoever. Indeed, Viking. Yeah, Bagels and Walks, now you know. If you just kind of mind your own business, you should be fine. I don't think they have dances at the Metropolitan Correctional Facility. Something tells me that. I don't know why, just a hunch. All right. Ah, there you go, North Carolina. Nice. April 14th, 2021. Wow, that was a while ago. Yeah, you're looking for One Police Plaza. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get there. You got to go behind the municipal building. That's not a tunnel. That's an underpass underneath the plaza that surrounds One Police Plaza. So we walked underneath the plaza of One Police Plaza, Valerie Ann. I want to welcome Mason. Have a great one. So now we're about to walk underneath the Brooklyn Bridge again. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. And these are the stairs we went up a little bit earlier. Good to see you, James Shelton, watching out there in Mississippi. Welcome on into the show. Here's Brooklyn Bridge again. We have successfully made our loop of both bridges today. Hoping to visit in March. Awesome. Come on out in March. We ain't going anywhere. Founded in 2013. Nice. You're more than welcome. Photos. Well, I wouldn't consider this a long stream. Only 2.5 hours today. We're getting near the end right now. Yesterday was a long one at like 3 hours. But don't worry, Marathon Sunday, I'll be on for like 9 hours. That's going to be a very long one. As I make my way back to, well, we're still on Park Row, but now we're going to get back towards City Hall. And just like that, boom. I am back in front of Pace University. I'm approaching City Hall. And just like that, another successful live stream here in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe for more exciting adventures here in New York. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell because I never know when I'm going to go live next. But from City Hall here at Park Row, the Municipal Building, this is Dutch Maz signing off. Have a fantastic New York day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones. Cherish the moments. And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I'll see you guys tomorrow, folks. Bye, guys.